Okay, sorry about that. But hello and happy Friday. Plus, I am back with another fairy tale to read to you guys. This one is on the shorter side, but it's still a nice story. Today, we are going to read, if I can find it. Okay, here it is. It's like at the very bottom of the page is where it starts. The Elves and the Shoemaker. A story from the Brothers Grimm. So, let's get started. There was once a poor shoemaker who had only enough leather to make one pair of shoes. He had no money to buy more, so he cut out the pattern pieces of the shoes he wished to make and put them aside until morning. The shoemaker lifted the candle stub he had been working by and trudged wearily up the stairs to the little rooms he shared with his wife above his workshop. The next morning, the shoemaker opened the door to his workshop and gasped in surprise. There on the table was a fine pair of shoes made from the leather he had left out. The shoemaker picked up the shoes to take a closer look and could not find a single fault. They were perfectly made. At that moment, the bell above the door of the workshop jingled, and a customer walked in. She urgently needed a new pair of shoes, and when she saw the ones in the shoemaker's hands, she knew she had found just the pair. The shoes were sold in a flash, and with the money he had made, the shoemaker bought enough leather to make 2 more pairs. He cut out the pattern pieces that evening and went up to bed for a good night's rest. The next morning the shoemaker returned to his workshop feeling refreshed. He was ready to work, but the 2 pairs of shoes had already been made overnight. The shoemaker had nothing else to do but sell the beautiful shoes, and this was quickly done, leaving him enough money to buy leather for 4 pairs. Once more the following morning, 4 pairs of ready-made shoes sat on his workshop counter. These strange events continued until eventually the shoemaker was no longer poor, and customers came from far and wide to buy shoes from his workshop. One night just before Christmas, the shoemaker made up his mind to find out who had been helping him. He and his wife hid behind a curtain leading to the workshop area and waited. As the clock struck midnight, 2 little elves ran into the room. They clambered onto the counter and set to work making shoes. The shoemaker was amazed at just how well the little elves stitched and hammered. He could not believe how quickly they completed all the work before they skipped off into the darkness. The shoemaker's wife looked at the shoemaker and said, "We must show the elves how much we appreciate everything they have done for us. I will make them both new outfits with hats and jackets to keep them warm." The shoemaker nodded in agreement and said, "And I'll make them perfect little pairs of shoes for each of them. Oh, it says, oh, sorry. I'll make a perfect little pair of shoes for each of them. When the shoemaker and his wife had finished, they laid everything out on the workshop counter instead of any cut-out pattern pieces. They then hid behind the curtain again and waited to see what would happen. As the clock struck 12, the little elves ran in and discovered their brand new sets of clothes. They laughed and hugged each other in excitement. They dressed themselves quick as a flash and danced and skipped across the counter and out of the door. The elves were never to be seen again, but the shoemaker's business continued to be a great success, and he never again worried about being poor. Well, anyways, I don't have much to say about this one, honestly. I feel like this was, like, definitely the most lighthearted story that I have read to you guys so far. Seems like a nice one to read around the holidays anyway. Yeah, I'm glad everything ended well for the shoemaker. I wonder what was up with, like, the elves. Though, maybe it's like, the house elves in Harry Potter. Like, how they, like, work, and then if you give them clothes, then they're free. That's interesting. That's an interesting comparison. I wonder if somehow J.K. Rowling maybe, like, took inspiration from this story. I don't think so, but maybe she did. Who knows? But anyways, that's all for this video. I'm sorry it was so short, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways. I'm gonna try to find what I will be reading to next week. Okay, let's see. Ooh, the steadfast tin soldier. Yes, this one's a bit longer, at least, so that should be interesting. I hope you'll join me next week. Happy Friday, and have an amazing weekend. I will see you later.